Royals, what's going on? So right now I'm at an art studio for my boy LOGIK. I featured him on my IG a few times. If you haven't noticed, I bought some of his collection. So he has a new jacket that he's launching, and so right now I'm at his studio because he's doing a photo shoot event to launch the jacket. So you'll be seeing some B-roll from that, and yeah, everybody's just kind of lounging, kicking it. It's cooling. It's a beautiful, beautiful studio, as you can see. It's where the action is happening over there. So we're gonna get into it. I'll get a moment with him when I can, but right now it's work time, baby. Blackkk Project, yeah. Look at him with the classics on. He got game drinks. Wipe him down, wipe him down.
I'm glad we all doing this just to put this out in the world, just coming together, hanging out, and really just doing what I created these jackets to do. And it's not necessarily like we gotta have the answers right now, but to just kind of come together, become a community, share ideas and politic, build, all those buzzwords that we toss around on hashtags. CEO, no, I'm just playing. Please state your name, where you're from, and what does black mean to you. State your name, where you're from, and what does black mean to you.
Alright, so Royals, a little bit of background to what I'm doing. By now, this video is out. It's Black History Month. Making it a point to do kind of like a small urban streetwear series. So it's going to be urban streetwear that is owned by Black, created by Black, distributed Black. So it's going to be small. It's only going to be a few features, but this is something that I'm doing this year. I made the decision. I'm here. This event happened to happen at the right time for me. I was just going to have a sit down with my boy LOGIK, but he's doing an event. What better way to kick this off and do this the way that I want to do it, the most effective way I can, doing it for the first time. So, you know, just want to have fun with it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So we get you guys some good, hopefully get you guys some good B-rolls, some good content, some good conversation, and take it from there, baby. Alright, so which way? You want me to put it on the correct way, right, first?
Hey, I'm gonna get y'all the bus back for a second.
The black side first? See what I did there?
Yeah.
See what I did there? Yeah. Alright.
We're gonna step you back a little bit.
Okay. Alright, Royals! It's your girl Q the Queen, baby. Here with my brother LOGIK. We're here today doing his photography event for his Blackkk Project jacket. So I wanted to take some time and, you know, speak with him a little bit, get a few words. Definitely trying to do this urban streetwear series for February for Black-owned brands. So my guy here, I'm kicking it off. I'm kicking off the month with this guy, and we're just gonna learn a little bit about what we did today and what he has going on with the Blackkk Project.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was an all-day awesome event. We went all day. Shout out to Selassie and Imani for keeping the vibes going. It's like what the jacket says, it's organized on the back, and it says "Return Black Kings" on the front. Kings or queens, just royalty, or just, you know, the highest sense of self. So like with the organizer, that's what we did. Just brought a team together, made some stuff happen, and just kind of expressed ourselves, and just kind of showed just being like a unit, you know, just coming together and just showing like the different Black looks a lot of different ways, and yeah.
Cool. Now during the shoot, you asked a few of your subjects
Yeah.
You know, what Black meant to them, or what does Black look like to them? What was the overall, I guess, message in that question that you were trying to curate?
Oh yeah, it was. So just working in advertising, you find out a lot of things like on one size fits all. I mean, it's not that I needed like advertising to tell me that, because you know we, just being a person of color, you get that like it's just one type of visual aid that looks like you know. So like just even seeing it just so amplified and just being in the mix of that from my career. Damn, it's almost been like 10 years in the industry, advertising industry. But the overall thing was, it was just a range. Like Black was everything. It was despair, it was devastation, it was beautiful, it was raw, it was influential, you know. So like it had like from both sides of the spectrum.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what that was. But then the one in the future, the common thing was it flourished. They saw flourishment. They saw our self-esteem being risen collectively, and just like establishment. Finally, it's like it wasn't even like after. I mean, it was like even just on the cusp of establishment, and just liberating each other. Like just that's what it was, a common thing between them was just like ownership and understanding, and I think that those things was positivity. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, when I met you almost a year ago, one of the things that, and it's funny how the universe works, and it brings you together, but that's a whole other conversation. But one of the things I noticed about your work is that you have a way of, I guess, sort of obscuring words. And that's something that I find to possibly be your brand.
Yeah, right? Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Talk a little bit on it if you may.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So even in my logo, my tag, LOGIK, the O is like a 0, and then the I is upside down, and the K is backwards. Like my R is backwards, my E's are backwards. And if I'm forgetting one, forgive me, LOGIK alphabet. But I did those things because it was like it was self-reflective. And what I mean, I had to unlearn everything I was taught.
Okay.
So I had to like relearn everything.
For sure.
So in order to do that, you have to be willing to just to be a sponge again. Like sometimes we get set in our ways, and like this is the blueprint to. It can just be something that happens in your family, or just like your community that influences you, and we can kind of get in this ritual of things that don't really mean shit in the grander scheme of things. So it's like just really digging deep for that truth. So the backwards letter is like reflective of just being like as ignorant as a kid.
For sure.
Like just like what is that again? Looking at blue different. You know what I'm saying? And not just taking everything for face value. Like oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because that's how I was supposed to be doing it. It's like, okay, wait a minute, let me just, think about this for sure.
For sure.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, I'm noticing a jacket, which we're here for.
Yeah.
And I noticed you got a hat on as well. Now, both of these are creations by you.
Yep.
They both have different wording, I guess different messages. So I guess kind of give us each piece and a little bit about what we should know based off of what we're seeing.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and I got a complimentary, little J Dilla, Black History Month, top of Black History Month, J Dilla donuts.
Rest in power, J Dilla.
Detroit, the J Dilla donuts.
For sure.
But it's called Dilla Delights. But what I'm wearing is the jacket is something it came from a website actually, just like this idea of, it was called Return of the Black Kings. And it was like, shout out to Mars for like, he would always coin it when I first moved to Chicago, like, yeah, it's the Return of the Black Kings. I'm like, yeah, we about to beat them guys, you know what I'm saying? So like, cool. And this was like back in 2010 maybe, so like, just having it, and then I just kind of took it and ran with it, and then like, developed, and like Dash was here, and he's in the photo shoot. We were talking, he was like, nah man, it should be like more of a call to action. And he was like, Return Black Kings. And then just the Black Panther on the back.
Yes, organized.
Yeah, the organized thing. That came because I grew up in a neighboring hood called Delwood, or D Block, what I found out it's called now.
It's some St. Louis stuff, y'all.
Yeah, but y'all familiar? It was neighboring to Ferguson, that area. So like, you know, and it's North County. So like living in that environment and just like the way it changed, like I guess you don't notice it when you're in it until I left. My parents saw how bad it was, and I was like fucking depressed that we moved. They moved us to the Boondocks, right? So I was like 1 of 5 families out there. So like, then you kind of get like a more of an aerial perspective of what's going on in like the community. Long story short, so I got away, we moved away, and when I was here, when the riots started happening, you know, like burning stuff down in Ferguson, I actually made them before that, but you saw how bad the area was getting and stuff like that. So as I was making, I was like concepting them and coming up with stuff that you can just, I didn't want to make another Black Panther, like I'm the Black Panther party. I didn't want to necessarily portray that because that's some heavy shit. I just want to homage, you know what I'm saying? So when the riots happened, then that's when I think I coined the organized part.
Okay.
Because I understood why we were rioting, I understood why they felt like that, I understood why I felt like this. But then just me and the information I've collected over these years, like meeting people like you, and like the group we just had here, it's just like, we have so much energy, we're so agile, we're so multifaceted, that we can solve these problems in this way of like something as simple as a free breakfast. Sharing resources and just manifesting things, little things, those little things add up. So just looking at it from that lens, that's where organized things come from. And
what about the roads paved for gold?
Oh yeah, this one. So it says roads paved in gold here, and then on this side, it's normally in the brown leather, but this is my first prototype. But it says walk a mile in my shoes.
Okay. And that's handmade, right?
Yeah, I hand do it. I try to put a hand touch on everything. Like this one's hand painted, all power to the people. But this one says walk a mile in my shoes and roads paved in gold. And the idea is just like we're all on journeys, and the roads paved in gold is from like the euphemism of the American dream. You know, yeah, you're gonna move there, and the roads paved in gold. So like it's full of opportunities, right? But like most of us, if you ask us, the roads are not paved. You know?
Right.
So, but the thing is it depends on whose shoes you're walking in. So it's for my dreamers and my hustlers and stuff like that, you know, who understand that like it's not gonna be handed to you. Like some people like, oh, you just popped up and that's how you did what you did, and it's like, nah, man, like you just don't understand.
Now, guys, LOGIK, he actually has multiple pieces even outside of this. Again, this event was kind of more of a launching pad for the jacket, right? And so for folks that are interested in possibly exploring your pieces, I know that there's different outlets. This is like, what would you consider yourself, a master of none or a master of some? Just say one or the other, and then I'll continue.
Of all.
Master of all. Okay, so with this type of dude, like you got to be very concentrated in what you're talking about to him, because this is an artist. This is an artist, basically.
and I want to just, it's not about the jackets. It is about, the jackets are the jackets are like just a visual aid, you know what I'm saying? Just to bring it together. It's really just about bringing the idea of Black and just understanding like, really internalize what that means, like, and really do research on why we are considered such, and why we don't know where we come from, and why we don't, because what do we give up, and by sacrificing our homeland or your specific homeland, you know what I'm saying? You can go into the Moors and all that stuff. I'm still self-educating, you know, to figure it out.
And that's the best way to learn,
So
to have the curiosity that
actually. That's why I call it the Blackkk Project, you know what I'm saying? So,
And they can find both from the Blackkk Project or one or the other, because I know you have things with LOGIK, branded based things, and then you have the Blackkk Company.
Just, you know, 2 different channels, but my personal, that has pretty much everything in it, is www.buylogik.today. So it's BUYLOGIK.today. I'm gonna do one of these things.
Right, I'm gonna hit you with a caption or something like that. We're gonna fix that. Now, one more time, like when I was actually, before I was doing B-roll and I was talking, I did buy one of his pieces when I met him. the Play Dirty baseball jersey. So that would be one of the types of pieces that would be on the LOGIK outlet. So
and
just
it's gonna be black, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like things overlap and something, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, and black is Blackkk, BLACKK.co. It's supposed to be a person.
There we go. And that's where you'll be able to find things like the organized jacket. What were you had a couple of t-shirts that are on there.
Yeah, I got the Black History Forever.
The Black History Forever. So it's a lot of that sort of Black Power-esque messaging, so to speak. So
on the black one,
yeah. So, but I'll make sure to get you guys the appropriate information in the description. That way you can find whatever pieces you're interested in. And again, this is an artist. So when I say art, I mean this guy can actually create art. It's, you know, outside of, you know, clothing and fashion, but actual canvas-based paintings. So again, you know, I just wanted to take some time with you, LOGIK, and
I appreciate that.
I wanted to share this experience. You know, when you say you were doing a photography event, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. We don't even have to do it like super formal. It can just kind of be a part of what you were already doing. You know, so it made it perfect, and I'm happy to kick off this small series that I'm doing this month with you. And what better way to start it, man? Thank you so much. I'm privileged. If you have any way in which you want them to follow you, multiple outlets, social medias.
Just type in LOGIK, and my name is Julian. That's it.
Cool. So again, LOGIK, your girl Q the Queen. We out of here, baby.
Please state your name, where you're from, and what black means to you.
My name is Quenisha Wilson. I am from Flint, Michigan, actually. I've been in Chicago for 9 years, so I consider myself a Chicagoan. And black looks like or means to me?
What it means to you.
Okay. What does black mean to me? Black means power. Black means rich culture. Black means staking your claim. Black means territory. Black means the seed of the world. Black built this country. Black spread throughout the land, throughout the globe. And we are the influencers, period.
What does black look like to you in the future?
Black in the future? Lovely question. What black looks like in the future is believing who we are, knowing who we are, taking ownership of who we are, and being us.
The queen is hyped up.